Alright, today I'm going to make this video in English so my English speaking friends can also understand. Now, the Lunar New Year is coming, so a lot of magazines, newspapers, news media, they are publishing and some Chinese menu, food, and and recipes to celebrate this Lunar New Year, which is a good thing. But sometimes when West meets East, some funny things or awkward moment may happen if you don't understand some of the nitty-gritty of it. And two of the news organization I would love to talk about today, both are big international news organizations from the UK. One is BBC, which is the British National Broadcasting, and another one is The Guardian, another newspaper news outlet. So let's talk about the BBC. On the BBC webpage, the picture has been taken down, probably because a lot of people kind of told them something's not quite right. And it has a picture and a recipe on lo mein, a kind of noodles. With you mix them up with sauce and all that. It's pretty tasty. I'm sure the recipe will work fine. And it's not the food and it's not the recipe. It's the picture, how they took the picture of the food. Now, the picture is fine. But it is the decoration of that plate of noodles. And it has two envelopes for lucky money. Now, one is not that lucky, I have to tell you that. During the Lunar New Year, the adults will put money in some, they call it red pockets or lucky money envelopes to give it to the children. So that's fine. But in that picture, there are two envelopes. One is the red envelope, which is for the Lunar New Year occasion, for happiness, for good luck. The other one is for funerals. It is when family member die, people come and come to the funeral. The family and all that will give a little bit of money, sweet, and either a Kleenex or something as to the guests. So it is not an auspicious kind of an envelope. It is for a very sad, unfortunate occasion that you use that kind of envelope. Many people with Chinese heritage will think that if you give this kind of envelope out not in a funeral kind of a setting, it not just bring bad luck, but it is a curse. And I'm surprised BBC, as a big global organization, they don't have any employees that has a Chinese heritage that will remind the editor of the food column that something's not quite right. So obviously somebody did. And the picture was taken out. The recipe still there. Okay, maybe they will put another picture in later. And the second one is The Guardian. It is interesting. The Guardian put another recipe in the food on dumplings. Don't get me wrong, I love dumplings. It is not the food. It's not the recipe. I'm sure the recipe will work out fine. Also, it is the picture of the dumpling. Besides the plate, they use a piece of, looks like a napkin, but it is not a napkin. It is a piece of paper. For those with Chinese heritage, they know it is, well, it is a kind of paper that you use as burnt offering for the dead, or to calm the evil spirit. So it's definitely not an auspicious kind of a setting if you show those. It is usually when somebody die, or when it is that you burn those. Again, it's, as far as I know, I check, it's still on the Guardian page, the picture. So somebody probably need to tell the Guardian that it is quite, I wouldn't call it offensive. No, not for me. It's not offensive for me, but it is quite awkward, and in my case, quite funny. I have a good laugh about that picture. Now, this incident also happened to me personally. Many years ago, my wife and I had our anniversary dinner at a fine dining restaurant in Nova Scotia, in a town called Woolfield. And it's a really nice restaurant, good food, good service, really lovely dinner. And after dinner, as usual, here comes the bill. Now, and like any fine dining restaurant, they will put the bill on a tray. And, well, usually that's it. But this particular restaurant, put something also on the tray. It's a piece of paper that is also used for burnt offering to the dead and to the demons in the afterlife. So, for somebody with Chinese heritage, it is definitely not an auspicious kind of a symbol that in a fine dining restaurant you are waving these kind of materials around. So I laugh. I laugh, and the server looked at me and asked me what is wrong. I said, no. Can I talk to the chef? I know the chef is also the owner. So the chef, the owner, came out and asked me, is there a problem? I said, no, well, it's not the bill. It is what's with the bill. That piece of paper that put on the tray, decorating the tray, and the purpose of it is for burnt offering to the demons and to the dead. So he apologized. And no need to apologize. And then he said, oh, that's why. A while ago, there's a Chinese customer, when he saw the bill, he was so upset, he stormed out of the restaurant. Now I know why. And, well, I don't know what he did with the customer, but I asked him, where did you get those paper for burnt offerings? He said, well, while I was traveling around the world, thinking out some recipe and food and all that, I went to Singapore, Malaysia, and I saw those papers, and I find that they are very pretty, so I bought a whole stack of it for decoration. So I said, well, you can decorate your restaurant if you like, but if if you see any Chinese customer, just don't show it to them. And I think when West is meets East, we all will have some of these kind of a funny moment, and we can all learn from it. So, well, on this stormy day, and this is my story for the day.